Alright, the technique we're going to go over is approaching doom. We're just going to detail it out here, just get the mechanics as it's written in the book, and on the second part we'll go ahead and show you some of the ideas and options we can play with it. Approaching doom. One of the things that Mr. Mills has done is he's created fighting techniques. Techniques done from a neutral bow, from a fighting stance, which I love, because we're so rigid on defense only. We've got to be offensive sometimes, and those are built in to our brown belt techniques. Approaching doom is your first brown belt technique. The book is very simple, all right? It's just a straight in blitz. You're launching a back fist or vertical punch, whatever feels natural at the point, and as you shoot in, you're just going to do a really quick check. All right? I love vertical punches, so I'm going to catch them right in the orbital socket if I can. Hit. I'm going to check down. Another vertical punch. I'm going to check down again. I'm controlling his weapons as I work through this pattern. From here, I'm going to wipe the face, kind of rip through the eyes, contour down, catch that tricep, hook it up, rotate in, catching the floating ribs. If I get a kidney, I get a kidney. If he doesn't turn enough, then I get liver. All right? I created an angle from my elbow to my fist. At this point here, there's my uppercut. I'm going to drive straight down on the iliac crest. Boom. That's going to collapse them down, put a lot of pressure on that front leg. From there, I'm just going to roll through timing pattern number 3, starting with the right hand. This is your hanging back knuckle. Your hanging back knuckle catches the occipital protuberance, or I'm sorry, the mastoid in this case, which is right behind the ear here. It's that heavy bone right behind the ear. I'm just going to rack it with the flat of my hand. All right? As I rock down, and I'm starting my back switch, hit, check, step up, palm heel, and I'm driving. I'm going to shoot that in, catch the jaw, and at the same time, I'm going to smack him with my bicep. All right, so I'm getting 2 hits for the price of 1. All right, I've checked him out, I've controlled him. I'm in a nice stable neutral bow, feet at 45 degrees. So I've got some lateral stability. From there, I'm just going to rotate. I'm going to pivot around as I catch the head back, snap. I'm going to push, and I'm going to snap together. All right, as I rotate, boom, there's that snap. Allows me to a nice clean shot to the top of the calf, coming down. Give it a quick snapping stomp, but not a pushing stomp. So in other words, you don't jump back real quick, Harvey. You don't want to do this and then put your weight on it, because that's when your feet end up getting caught. So again, just a little bit quicker. I'm coming in, hit, 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 jam. 1, 2, 3. Keep them checked. Unwind. Down, pop out, and there would be your cover out, making sure that nobody else is around. That's the book. And the next part, you're going to see how we play it a little bit. Let's go, Harvey, let me borrow you for a second, please. Yeah. Let's play with some of the ideas, some of the mechanics, some of the timing contained within the technique. Okay? Now, one of Mr. Mills' big things is destructions. So when I go to get that very first back fist in, or straight punch, or vertical punch, depends on where your mechanics are taking you at the moment. Pay attention to where that front hand is. If it's up a little higher, punch it. Punch right in. Boom. Okay? So you can kind of get that little shot. And then your next 2 shots. Think of those first 3 moves as boxing. Boom, boom, move around, move around, move around, boom, right into that. Just take off and go. Move around, boom. Just let those shots working out, boom. All right, and that allows you to close the gap. Now, as I hook, that's going to give you that momentary space to really get that arm out of there. Boom, right into that. Now, timing pattern number 3. All right, from here, I'm going to open my hand up so we can go to work tomorrow. But as I get that, and I want to get that control, I'm going to adjust my angle to get the best angle for what I want to do. Boom. All right? So from right here, as I adjust and get that timing, there's that shot. From there, as I come around, I'm just going to pull and push at the same time. So I've got a push-pull going on. There's that adjustment we're talking about. And look at that. Is that Merry Christmas or what? All right, that's what we want to get to, is that turn. All right? Now, pieces. Okay, he beats me to the punch. Here, he shoots out his punch. Okay, we can start inserting at any point in this technique, which is the really cool part about it. And you'll see that in all the brown belt techniques is, yes, you can go through the book, but wow, take those little pieces out of it. Right? That first barrage, 3 hits, like a boxer, boom, 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 boom. All right? The next little pieces, uppercut jab or uppercut drop punch. All right? And then the last little piece. All right? I could be here. I could be fighting off of the left lead. Right? And when he shoots out that lead hand, boom, there's that check, catching the face, and then we're right back into the game again. Right? So the switch gives you options in transition. Right? I can go in and work off the right lead. I can go in and work off the left lead. Whatever you feel comfortable with. But think of the technique as a whole, and think of the pieces that make up the technique. And then it starts to really come alive. So roll through the technique as I'm going in. All right? I can play that way, or I can play it in pieces. All right? We can play it in pieces. Go ahead and try that and see what happens.